The last question for this week's recitation is relatively complicated, but it is still about the monopolistic competitive market. So, and we are not only consider the long run profit and price and quantity, we also consider the short run equilibrium price, quantity, and profit. So again, let me remind you, the profit maximization rule is marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. It's never changed no matter what kind of market. So now let's look at a question. And what is short-run equilibrium price, rate of output, profit, and opportunity cost of producing the last unit? So actually, we will ask for the equilibrium price, quantity, profit, and opportunity cost. Let's go back to look at the diagram. So we have first the increasing marginal utility curve and the U-shape of average total cost curve. And we can have the demand curve, initial demand curve, later demand curve, initial marginal revenue, and initial marginal later marginal revenue. So while we have the initial and later, actually initial is talk about short run, and later talk about long run. So now you know how to answer this question. So the first question is regarding the short run equilibrium. So what we should look at is the initial demand curve and initial marginal revenue curve. So since we know the marginal revenue equal to marginal cost is a profit maximization point, so we should first find the point, the quantity which can maximize the profit. So the intersection of the initial demand curve and the marginal cost curve. And we should have to find the marginal revenue curve. So the interaction between the marginal cost and the marginal revenue, we got 8 points. So the point A corresponding to the 6th unit. So 6th unit is the initial quantity supply. How about the market price? So given the market supply is 6 unit, how much will be the price on the market? So we need to go back to look at our initial demand. So that's A prime. So the A prime is our equilibrium point. So corresponding to A prime, and we have the market price is 12, and market quantity demand, the supply is 6. So the output is 6, and market price is 12. How about the profit? So the profit is equal to the revenue minus the cost. So what's the revenue equal to? So the revenue equal to the price times the quantity. So we already know the price equal to 12 times 6. So we got 72. How about the cost? So the cost equal to average total cost times the quantity. That's what we learned in the textbook. So what is average cost? Average total cost when we have the output equal to 6. So now we need to look at the interaction between the vertical 6 line with the average total cost. So it's here. So corresponding to the average total cost curve, when we have 6 output, the average total cost is 8. So we have average total cost is 8 times 6. So we got 48 cost. So the profit equal to 72 minus 48, and we got 24. So that is our profit. How about the opportunity cost of producing the last unit? So opportunity cost of producing the last unit. So first try to remember the definition for opportunity cost. So opportunity cost is the cost of the foregone alternative. So that is the best foregone alternative. So the opportunity cost in this case is the cost of the production for this particular unit of the output, or in other words, the marginal cost of the producing this particular unit of output. Specifically, the marginal cost associated with the 6th unit of output is, so we need to go back to look at that. Is our marginal cost, right? So that is corresponding to 6. So the opportunity cost based on the marginal cost curve, and we got 6 units. So that is our opportunity cost. Now let's look at the second question. What is the long run equilibrium price, rate of the output, profit, and opportunity cost of the producing the last unit? So the similar idea, but we change the curve. So instead of looking at the demand initial, we look at the demand later. Instead of looking at the marginal revenue initial, we look at the marginal revenue later. So again, the marginal revenue equal to the marginal cost give us the optimal output. So look at the later marginal revenue curve. It's this dark blue line. The interaction between the dark blue line and this increasing blue marginal cost curve, and we got point B. So point B is the equilibrium point. So at this point, we have the output. The equilibrium output is 5. So the rate of output is 5. How about the price? In order to answer the price, we need to go back to look at our demand curve, the later demand curve, corresponding to 5 output. And the later demand curve gives us B prime. So the B prime corresponding to $9. So the optimal price is $9. So the profit, again, the profit equal to the revenue minus cost. The revenue equal to the price times quantity. And we got 9 times 5, and we got 45 as revenue. How about cost? Cost equal to average total cost equal time times quantity demand. Let's go back and look at the average total cost curve. So on the average total cost curve, if we have output equal to 5, then we go back to look at the average total cost. It's 9. And so we will have $9 as average total cost times 5 quantity demanded. We still got 45. So the profit equal to 45 minus 45, and we got $0. Try to remember what you learned in the textbook. In the long run, for the monopolistic competitive firm, their profit equal to 0. So this exercise proved that theory. The profit is 0 in the long run. How about the opportunity cost? So we already worked on the opportunity cost for the first part of this question. So we know the opportunity cost actually is equal to the marginal cost. So let's go back and look at the marginal cost later. So when we have the output equal to 5, corresponding 5, we have the marginal cost equal to $5. So what we can write down is marginal cost equal to what? $5. So that is for the exercise of homework 12 part 2.